I come with the future. So you know how like Clive, so WA basically restricted Clive Palmer from going to WA.
That's right.
Because of COVID, they said like you're a threat or whatever. And he filed a case against Western Australia at the High Court saying that you have unfairly restricted me and you can't actually, it's against the Constitution to restrict me. Man, I am like not a fucking big lawyer or anything, but I am very certain that Clive Palmer is going to win this case.
Yeah, he will.
Because what he needs to prove, what the WA government needs to prove is why Clive doesn't have any business in WA. Or like his activity of coming to WA is not business related.
Wait a second.
When he owns
so
half
hard.
the iron ore, it's pretty hard.
It's hard to do. Which is like, I don't know. Like I think, and the reason why, so then there's the whole conspiracy angle comes because WA government is actually kind of scared of Clive Palmer because even if he manages to win like 2 seats in the next WA elections, he can have the sway with the Liberal Party or whatever. Like, do they have Nationals there? But anyways, yeah, if he can sway with like just 2 seats, he can tip the government from Labor to Liberal. And that's what that's what Clive Palmer is arguing, that the reason why you've stopped me from coming into your state is because you're afraid of me.
Wait, is it a Labor?
But the election's years from now.
It's years from now, but like they're saying that the campaigning...
And on top of that, Mark McGowan doesn't have anything to worry about. You don't go down from 80% approval rating to being not the premier. That doesn't happen.
Right.
But like, isn't WA like always historically liberal though?
Yes, it is.
So then how
But
are you
also,
sure?
look, have you ever heard of anyone in the history of the planet where 80% of the population thinks, I like that guy? That's rock stardom. That's more than rock stardom because, look, Miss Love and I hate you too. That's already 66% of the population here that hates you too.
Oh, thank God you said you to the band. I thought you meant you too. 60% of the people here hate you.
You too.
Yeah, great.
That's also true. Both of us hate you.
2/3 of the people.
But wait a sec.
Makes sense. But like what I do know is that it took the Liberal Party some real fucking up to do economically for people to be like, maybe we should give Labor a go. So I don't want to be too secure.
I have to say, I have to ask. Sorry, isn't Clive Palmer undergoing a serious lawsuit right now, where he can get like jail time?
Yeah, but he's always going through serious lawsuits.
But this one seems
but this one is
legit.
This time, that guy's getting locked up.
I guess what I'm saying is
facilities that are way better than my house. But still.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like he has, Clive's got bigger fish to fry. Like him being like, I need to go into Western Australia. It's like, dude, I'm surprised. Like, I'm very surprised he isn't just concentrating all his effort into a lawsuit, which very well could find him in jail.
He's not a normal person, Miss
It's a criminal investigation.
That's how we would behave. He's not a normal person. He's a billionaire.
And
exactly.
Billionaires have a different mindset.
Right.
No, not just a different mindset, different rules for those.
But what are the rules?
He can throw money at whatever he wants, including getting representation. I'm telling you, it's just a different ballgame. When you're that rich or when you're that like...
No, I understand that, but is it more the Trump thing of like... I'm not talking about the money per se. I'm talking about constantly wanting to be in the media landscape. It's like wanting to be in the public domain, wanting to be in the news, wanting to be constantly talked about.
He is an attention whore, but I think he's changed his strategy a little bit. I think he doesn't want to
I almost can. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, basically I'm like respect. For a guy that's looking for serious jail time being like, that's it, why can't I go into Aldi in North Sydney? I went to the one in Artarmon. And it's like, wow, you are relentless.
Yeah.
He's a relentless man.
You know what's happened? I think it's also like Clive. Sorry, Jordan, you can like give a take on it. But like I think one of the other things that's happened with Clive Palmer is that with so much money that he spent in the last general elections, even though he never won a seat.
It's bizarre. To me.
I think the politicians have realized how he can have an undue influence on elections, and particularly for like state elections and local elections. He can just like, because I think he's trying to be the Koch brothers of Australia, where he just like gives a fuckload of money to these races that no one is paying attention to, and he can get his own people in those positions, and then they can come up with like mining friendly policies. That's his new game. And the reason why like the government is pursuing all of these cases against Clive is because he's come too into the attention. He was going after them with like an insane amount of money.
But am I right in saying that this case is really serious and they might lock his fat ass up? Correct? I'm
going to be honest. I haven't read anything about it.
No,
I have read a lot about the other one where he's going into Western Australia. But when it comes to the Siddiq case, all I know is
they're criminal.
And now that it's out, because this is another ruling. God, I've got to stop dropping dimes live.
Yeah.
But
there's shit.
Anyway, I was talking to some lawyer that was on the case for his criminal conduct.
Yes.
And they were saying, and this was 9 months ago, Fatty's going to jail.
That's exactly right. I'm pretty sure he's going away.
I don't know.
This is what the lawyers were saying, and they were talking to all the other like legal defense team there, and usually they speak in very measured terms of we are optimistic that we can get a favourable hearing and all that kind of stuff. But they were just straight out. I've never heard anybody say that unless they're the hillbillies in Deliverance. Just a bit of like that piggy's going to fry.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is going to jail though.
You don't think?
Well. Why?
He might end up getting convicted.
Just pay a giant fine, you reckon?
Pay a huge amount of money, but if it is a criminal, look, maybe he is. But I'm telling you, man, how often do billionaires go to jail?
I don't know.
Doesn't happen very often.
I mean,
but how many billionaires are there?
yeah, exactly. How
many of them do illegal things?
Yeah,
dude. How many?
Not all billionaires.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you're a billionaire, you've done some dodge stuff in your life to make that.
Yeah, of course.
So what? Elon Musk is like an evil person?
I'm not saying they're evil people. I'm just saying that there would have been times in Elon Musk's life where he would have bent the rules.
Yeah, you
can't be totally straight edge and make that kind of money.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, but I mean, like that doesn't. That comes with the territory. I assume.
Yeah, and also depends on like what industry you are, and if you're in tech. Also, it also depends on like what do you think are bending the rules. Like, Google and these big tech companies, they often like bend the rules so much where they're not paying taxes in places that they're operating. That's kind of criminal in my opinion. But does it qualify? Do you have to go to jail for it? Maybe not. And I think similar shit might happen with Clive. He might have to pay a big amount of money, but I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, look, maybe.
I don't think he will.
I don't know.
I think that he's pissed off too many powerful people in this country.
That he has.
Because usually the other reason that billionaires don't go to jail is because they're all on the same team fighting for each other. But that guy is a maverick.
Yeah.
Truly, Clive Palmer is a force of nature. That man is only batting for himself.
Yeah.
That's also true. Do you reckon the fact that, I know this might be my conspiracy theory, but I think the straw was when he filed that lawsuit against you. There were a lot of people. How insane
is that?
I know this might sound crazy, but like the optics of that happening, first of all, it became national news. People might not have known who you are, but they knew that Clive Palmer is suing a YouTube comedian. And that, I don't think, worked too well. When people were like, dude, you were just like a bully at this point. And I think it ended up being one of the reasons why like a lot of people hate him now and are willing to pursue cases. And
it definitely did destroy his reputation online.
Yeah.
That happened. I think also it was the first time that you hear the Common Sense Brigade guys folding their arms in their Facebook display with no fear sunglasses on. The first time the Common Sense Brigade said, finally, this guy's talking common sense.
Yeah.
Now, that's a compliment.
Hell yeah.
If you're getting those people on board, the ones that are always saying, this guy's normally a loony, but I do agree with him on this one, and it has nothing to do with the fact that Channel 7 hates Clive Palmer.
Do you know what I think? I think that Clive Palmer, personally, never made the decision to sue you.
Come on.
I think this is my
Really?
theory. So this was during election season. He was spending a lot of money on the elections. First of all, he sued you from a law firm. That's like a shit law firm. It's not a big one.
You know why that is?
Why?
Because it's the only law firm in the country that will deal with Clive Palmer because of how
Really?
difficult a customer he is. So it doesn't matter how much money he has. He keeps chopping and changing things to the point that even the biggest tier law firms in the country think, you know what, maybe the customer isn't always.
I think what happened was that, again, I have no proof to back this up, but I think during election season, Clive Palmer, which is like the Trump strategy of like anyone that threatens you in any which way, just sue them. You're so rich and they're going to be afraid of the fact that you're that rich that they'll just cave in and they'll apologize or whatever. I think that was just a political strategy for him. And he had like advised his people that, okay, whenever you see this, just sue them. Because I don't think he even cared about winning the case or anything. He was looking to scare you so that you just say, I apologize.
Well, it usually works. Throwing money at people
It's
with
like the Trump
lawsuits
strategy.
scares the shit out of them because it's like, I don't want to pay. It's a unique situation that Jordan was in where it was just like, one, I can afford to do it. Two, I'm willing to lose every penny for the meme. Most housewives in like Penrith can't do that.
Yeah, most people can't, and that's what they. That's
And
what
kudos to you.
That's
for
why
doing
these
it.
billionaires, man, they're kings.
They're kind of untouchable
because he got you. But I'm telling you, man, anyone else in your situation,
Yeah.
with your fan following that didn't have the kind of balls that you had, would have caved in.
Yeah. Isn't
Yeah,
it
yeah,
amazing that
absolutely.
the most powerful force on earth is the lols?